In this modern tech world, Apple is the leading player, and today we're diving into the powerhouse that fuels its success, its investors. Understanding who's backing Apple is like peeking behind the curtain of the tech giant's wizardry. With a market cap that outshines, it's crucial to know the faces and names driving the company forward. In this video, we'll reveal the top investors, both individuals and institutions, who've placed their bets on Apple's journey to the top. Let's dive in. First, let's have a look at the individual folks holding the Apple reins. These aren't just any shareholders. These are the big shots who've got a slice of the apple pie. Number 1. Arthurd.levinson. Meet Apple's biggest individual boss, Arthur.levinson. He's got a whopping 4.53 million shares, worth $887 million today, making him the top dog in ownership. That's like having the key to Apple's secret garden. Levinson doesn't just chair Apple's board, he's also the brains behind Calico and Alphabet Inc. subsidiary, with a history at Google and Gene Tech. He's no stranger to the tech and bio game. Number 2. Tim Cook. Next in line is Tim Cook, Apple's CEO. He's not just steering the ship, he's holding 3.5 million shares, worth $691 million today. Securing his spot as the second biggest player in Apple's ownership game, Cook took the helm in 2011, following the legendary Steve Jobs. Before becoming the big boss, he managed the global sales and operations ship at Apple. Number 3. Jeffrey Williams. Say hello to Jeffrey Williams, Apple's chief operating officer. With nearly 500,000 shares worth $100 million today, he's not just running operations, he's got a chunk of the company in his pocket. Williams joined the Apple family in 1998, and now he's the go-to guy for overseeing global operations, customer service, and support. Number 4. Albert.a.gore Jr. Al Gore, the former vice president, is in the mix too, with 467,143 shares, worth $91 million. He's not just about politics, he's got skin in the Apple game, serving on the board and all. Gore jumped on the Apple train in 2003, bringing his political savvy to the tech table. Number 5. Deirdre O'Brien. Last but not least, there's Deirdre O'Brien, Apple's retail queen, with 136,445 shares, worth $26 million. She's not just selling iPhones, she's got a stake in the Apple kingdom. With over 30 years at Apple, O'Brien oversees both online and physical retail teams, making sure Apple's products land in the hands of customers worldwide. Institutional shareholders. Now that we've met the individuals, let's turn our attention to the big guns, the institutions that bet big on Apple's success. These are the entities wielding significant stakes in Apple stocks. So, which institutions are at the forefront of this financial arena? Let's delve into the details. Number 1. Vanguard Group. The heavyweight champion of institutional investors, Vanguard Group takes the top spot with a jaw-dropping 1.299 billion shares. They own a solid 8.36% of Apple's total stock. Imagine that, 8.36% of the Apple pie is in Vanguard's pocket, which is worth $244 billion. That insane number is more than the GDP of a small country, such as Nauru. As the world's second largest asset manager, they've got Apple as their top investment, making up 5.5% of their massive 8.3 trillion assets under management, AUM. Number 2. BlackRock. Coming in second is BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager. They've got a cool 1.031 billion AAPL shares, representing 6.3% of the company's total stock, worth more than $200 billion as of recording this video. Talk about a significant investment. Back in 2013, Apple wasn't even in BlackRock's top 10 holdings, but fast forward to Q3 2023, and Apple's their numero uno, making up 5.1% of their total investment portfolio. Number 3. Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway is the third heavyweight in the ring, since getting a taste in Q1 2016. With 9.81 million shares, they've beefed up their Apple stash. As of 2023, Berkshire Hathaway holds a whopping 915.56 million Apple shares, and that is a whopping $197 billion. That's not pocket change. It's a hefty 5.8% of Apple's total outstanding stock. Apple's become half of Berkshire Hathaway's entire investment portfolio in terms of value. Buffett sure knows how to pick 'em. Number 4. State Street Corporation. In at the 4th spot, we've got State Street Corporation, based in Massachusetts. They own 569.29 million shares, valued at $111 billion as of the most recent 2023 closing price. That's a chunky 3.66% of Apple's outstanding stock. State Street Global Advisor, their parent entity, manages assets worth a staggering $3.8 trillion as of June 2023. Number 5. Fidelity Investment, FMR. Last but not least on the institutional hit list is Fidelity Investment, aka FMR. They hold 298.32 million Apple shares, valued at $58 billion, making Apple their 3rd largest investment after Microsoft and Nvidia Corp. In the big leagues of asset management, Fidelity Investment stands as the world's 3rd largest, boasting assets totaling $4.47 trillion as of September 2023. These institutional heavyweights aren't just spectators. They're the pillars supporting Apple's colossal growth. Evolution of Apple's ownership structure. Let's take a stroll down Apple's memory lane and see how its ownership story unfolded over the years. Number 1. Initial institutional shareholders in 1994. Back in 1994, Apple's proxy filings unveil a bit of the mystery around its early institutional shareholders. The Capital Group takes the spotlight as the Lone Ranger, holding 11.84 million shares, a solid 9.8% of Apple's total outstanding stock as of November 30th, 1994. This was just a measly $3 million at the time, which could have been more than $2 billion as of today. Number 2. Shifts in ownership percentages. Fast forward to 2010, and the ownership landscape is changing. BlackRock and Fidelity Investment step into the arena, claiming 5.50% and 5.04% respectively of Apple's total stock. By late 2015, Vanguard Group emerges as the heavyweight with a massive 6% ownership and 332.24 million shares. Number 3. Berkshire Hathaway's strategic move in 2020. The real game changer comes in 2020 when Warren Buffett Berkshire Hathaway becomes a major player, known for savvy investments and typically steering clear of tech. Buffett's endorsement speaks volumes. Berkshire Hathaway's investment in Apple grows, reaching a staggering 915.56 million shares by 2023, making up 5.8% of Apple's total outstanding stock. Number 4. Tim Cook's impactful leadership. This ownership evolution aligns with Tim Cook's era as Apple's CEO. Since Cook took the helm in 2011, Apple's market cap soared from $358 billion to an unprecedented $3 trillion by 2022. Importance of ownership structure for retail investors. Now let's break it down to why Apple's ownership structure matters, especially for folks like you, retail investors. Nearly 60% of Apple stock is in the hands of big-shot institutional investors. This tells you that those with deep pockets and a knack for smart investments see something tasty in Apple's recipe. Insiders and outsiders. Apple's insiders, including top executives, hold less than 1% of the stock. This means the big decisions aren't just made by those within the Apple walls. For retail investors, it's a sign that the company isn't solely driven by its internal dynamics. It's got a board of influential backers steering the ship, guiding the growth trajectory. The heavyweights like Vanguard, BlackRock, Berkshire Hathaway, State Street, and Fidelity aren't just silent spectators. They're the conductors orchestrating Apple's growth symphony. For retail investors, knowing who's holding the baton provides insights into the company's direction and potential. And there you have it, the complete breakdown of the investors shaping Apple's destiny. From the big names like arthurd.levinson to the heavyweight institutions like Vanguard Group, each player has a role in the Apple saga. Whether you're a long-term investor or just testing the waters, these insights into who's holding the strings can guide your decisions into the market dance. Before you go, don't forget to hit that like button if you found this video insightful. And of course, subscribe for more business and tech deep dives. Thanks for watching, and until next time.